make the picture small enough to add us all.
What is up? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Rising Vapor Show number 19, folks. We are glad that you are here. As always, welcome to TRV crew. What's up? We do have an announcement to make. For the new ones that may not know, I am Spring Vaping UGAGIRL. We have Mad Viking. We have Circumstance Vapes. And we also have our new junior member, Subaru Nerd Vapes. So yes, welcome, welcome, welcome. We got some topics for you today. Actually, we've all been discussing what we wanted to talk about, but we're going to go through some buffets, see what everybody's vaping on this lovely Saturday afternoon. So, Subaru, since you are our new junior member, would you like to go first?
Yeah, I'm putting my drop back on top of my mod real quick because I was going to rebuild the Hormatic real quick. But with the Cronus Shaker, I got the drop sitting on top, and in there I have some Dinner Lady apple pie. I've got the Pulse X with the clear cap sitting on top, and in there I got some Earth Bounty E-Liquid White Rabbit, which is a cake flavor. And then on the Kryptonite 2650 mech mod with the Drop Dead sitting on top, I actually ended up mixing two flavors. I like how it tastes together. Some people might not. I got the Type 2 Liquid Diabetes by Earth Bounty E-Liquid, and I've got the Dinner Lady Orange Tart mixed together. And that's what I'm vaping on today.
Nice, nice. Chad, what you got going on?
All right. So I've got the Asmodus on the what the hell is this thing? Whatever this is, I can't remember the name of it. I was just remembering, but I got E&B, Vanilla Custard Strawberry. I've got the Drag with the Zeus X. I've got the Banana Gorilla Custard. I've got the E-Leaf Pico S with the Loop, and I've got original Gorilla Custard by E&B, and I'm rocking the Fogging Out with the Batman PWM with the Rebirth RTA, and I've got Sad Boy Blueberry Jam Cookie. That's what I'm vaping on.
Nice. Viking, what you got?
Well, I got, I wish I had what NWGA had. Some pool time. What is that?
Oh, yeah. That would be great.
Dude, I am a water baby. Maybe it's because I'm a fat kid and we like water because it makes us feel lighter. I don't know. So, today I got some weird kind of old school stuff going on, but I got the bulk, which is newer, on the iJoy Diamond PD 240, 50, something like that. Anyway, running some Dark Star Blueberry Muffin. And then we got, of course, the Mech Life thing. The thing. Jeez, Chad started it. The Arcless Mech Mod. Holy crap. With the Manta NTL RTA and running some of, this is E&B's Candy Holic line. I got some grape in there. It's a sour grape candy. And then, of course, I have the Stormbreaker with the Asgard 30 millimeter. Running some Gunger coils from K-Coils in there. With some Dark Star Purple Slush, which getting low. And then I have the Keen Mech Mod with the Asgard Mini 25 millimeter. Running some Bad Drip Labs Ugly Butter. That's what I got. What do you got, Spring?
Can't get away from that ugly butter, can you?
No.
What's
ugly.
up, Seth? Thank you. I've got a plethora of things going on at the moment. I do have the Recurve Dual on top of the Recurve with that matchy Half Moon Mods heavy tip. If you haven't got you a heavy tip, you're missing out. That's all I got to say. Nick Out Vapor, what's up? In that, I have Hustle 777. This is a lemon ball. If you like lemon, go for it. Shout out to CM. This is shots fired at him. I have the double barrel version 2.1 Peacemaker RTA and that Cali Steam Sweet Station there, Steam Whip. He introduced me to this fire pineapple juice. I have Jackaroo kit. I am really loving with some old school Chop Shop Bakery blueberry pie. Really, really good. I have the regular recurve on top of the top side with the confection moist line. It's another lemon. I'm telling you, I'm on that lemon today.
Moist.
We have the bulk on top of the OG Aegis. And then that, shout out to E&B for that Gorilla Custard Original. Love that stuff. They definitely changed my mind on custard. I would. And you know I have my pods.
Jesus.
I have the
Stop for a second, Spring. Subaru, stop digging. We can't hear Spring.
I have the new Glass Basics pod I've been trying out with some Mango Tango in it. And, of course, I got my Caliburn there with, of course, some Pod Juice 55 Pink Burst. So, yeah, I'm vaping on quite a few items today. I just wanted a variety. Why not, right?
Oh, yeah. Nick. Spring.
I knew it. Right
I
here.
just want to say what's up. What's up, everybody? I can't see chat tonight. I'm not able to see the chat. So hello, everybody.
Yeah, you should totally saw that one coming, Spring.
I know it. Everybody, I'm telling you what, I have gotten so many messages from people just telling me, I was waiting on my battery to charge, actually, that they are so glad that I have jumped into the mech loft, and they're proud and happy, and you know.
This sheesh says hello, Chad, and hello, nerd.
The sesh.
The sesh.
What's up, Shesh?
Thank you. Sorry, it
Hey.
looks like sheesh.
That is the sesh. Whoa. So, how has everybody's week been? What's been going on? I know the weather here is rainy and stormy, and calm down.
It's been rain.
I'm hoping
It's been raining here all weekend.
Has it?
Yeah, all week practically.
The sesh just ordered some lifter yesterday. What's up, Woodtick Mike? How are you? Totally Christina. I'm just going to call out some people here in chat. Nick Thompson. We have NWGA Vape. What's up? CM. What's up? DJ Dave. Boone, what's up? JD. Vapor Review for you. What's up?
My brother.
We are so happy y'all are here. Some of the topics we're going to go over. Ed, what are you going to talk about tonight?
I just wanted to talk about the whole stopping all this on Facebook and how they're gonna stop advertising and on Instagram and all that. And see what y'all's thoughts on it are.
Okay. Subaru, what's your topic?
My topic is going to be RDA and coil maintenance / cleaning. So pretty
Nice.
much how to clean your RDA and how to keep your coils going. Like these ones right here, I've got inside of my mech mod going for 4 months. Simply due to the fact that I keep them clean.
Mike, what you got for us?
This.
That is a topic that this show is not long enough for. Just like
I actually, honestly, I didn't know we were doing the whole topic segment thing because I didn't get the titles, screens, and the sound effects source. So I don't know. Actually, I said it in my Keen review. We'll talk about difference between series and parallel and some mech mod maintenance.
okay. CM says we're gonna rile him up. why are we gonna rile you up, sir? Explain.
Oh.
Explain.
I think probably because the whole Chad comment, the whole YouTube and
Oh, yeah.
That riles a lot of people up.
Anybody up for sure.
Me too. I mean, me too, because that's what I do. Sorry, Spring, I didn't mean to over. Because that's where I that's where I advertise. That's where I show off, what I like. So if they stop that, then how are these companies going to get out? How are you going to, promote their product? How are you going to let people know what's good and what's not?
Well, yeah, and a lot of platforms are cracking down. I have been doing this long enough to where I've seen some changes since I started. Like, for instance, YouTube, you can't put links in the description anymore. That started after I started reviews, so I had to go through all my reviews and change that, knock those out. Instagram, as far as what's changed on there since I've been doing this, was where you had to put the warning label if you took a snapshot of a picture, you posted a picture of the juice, you have to put that warning label. That's one of the changes that I have noticed since I've been reviewing for a little over a year. So, and I get it. I mean, it's not necessarily any harder to do them. You just have to be aware of what changes there are.
Yeah. And the whole thing, and the thing that really pisses me off, and I know I've talked to y'all about it, and we've had discussions over in our chat about the whole Spider-Man mod, the fucking, all the mods that look like toys. I understand that us as adults, we like Spider-Man, we like Transformers, we like all that stuff too. But at the same time, when we're under fire for the whole, they're using the vaping towards kids to do all this, we're going to give this, it's all towards kids. But that doesn't help us when you're advertising that on Instagram and Facebook, when you're posting pictures and stuff, because and I know parents should watch their kids and, they should keep an eye on what they're doing. But at the same time, you can't watch your kids 24 hours a day. So if you're gonna do something like that, do it privately, and don't like put the kiddie stuff, because if a 5-year-old or say you've got an 8, 9, 10-year-old kid, and you've got a mod that looks like Spider-Man, you've got it sitting down, the kid's not gonna know what a vape is. He's gonna see Spider-Man or Iron Man or something and be like, oh, it's a toy. You know what I'm saying? They don't know the difference.
Right.
So, Oh, it just makes me mad.
Welcome, Charlie. Speaking of like kids and stuff like that, Randall Hayes, what's up? I watched Foolish Vape Squad's live show last night, and he did mention something on live show. I was actually listening to him and watching him while I was mowing the yard, believe it or not. But he had talked about a subject that had come up, and I haven't looked into it a whole bunch, but apparently a 17-year-old, their mother bought them a V-God mech. And the mother was like, he was smoking. I was trying to get him off cigarettes, blah, blah, blah. First off, he's 17. You don't need to be buying him a mech of all things, And apparently he blew some teeth out and stuff and hurt himself.
Cracked his jaw. It cracked his jaw. It messed his whole face up. Like in the x-rays, you can see where it blew pieces of his jaw out underneath his chin and stuff. It really messed him up. He's lucky he didn't die.
Right. And I mean, I understand where the mother was coming from in that scenario, but my question is, the person who sold that to her, what were they thinking? I mean, money's not everything, but to some people it is. So, say this mother went in there going, hey, I need the best device you got to get my child off the cigarettes. Well, apparently that seller was like, oh, yeah, I can make some money off this lady. Watch this. And sold her a mech. And that's the bad part about it.
First question that person should have asked is, how much does your son know about Ohm's law?
Well, he should have asked her a simple question. You can ask somebody, there's questions that you can ask a new vapor to know if they know, like, all you have to say is, have you ever used a hybrid, for instance? And if somebody says, what's a hybrid? That right there tells you they have no clue about mech mod. You can ask a simple question one time and find out that if they know enough to have a mech or not. That's my opinion.
Viking, Charlie says you're muted.
Yep, my bad. I did that because my AC kicked on. My bad. But anyway, back in the day when I was in high school, we're talking early 90s, I remember when they started that whole WeID rollout, and I used to work at a convenience store, and they used to scare the shit out of a convenience store worker because you could get fined $20,000 to $50,000 on top of the company getting fined that much, and they actually did spot checks and stuff like that. So when you worked at a convenience store in the early 90s, there's no way in hell you weren't going to card people. I seriously think that same fear needs to come back. That would stop some of it. But then also, I think it sounds, some people, it's a 50-50 thing. But I think if you own a vape shop and you work at a vape shop, you either need to have your entire staff through like Ohm's Law / mech mod classes, or have like a specialist that's always available that did that and is certified somehow and has the paperwork to back it up, so that somebody comes in and says, hey, you guys have that Keen in stock, right? I want to buy one. Okay, well, hold on just a sec, sir. I'll go get Chad, or hold on just a sec. We'll sit down and we'll talk about it, and have them actually sign off, and the customer sign off before they purchase and walk out the door. That way it's not just, oh, you want a King? Here you go. Sweet. Have fun with that Falcon King tank on there. It'll be great. No.
Yeah.
Well, another thing is, and I know that I'll probably get slack on this, and I mean, it is what it is, but okay, your child is buying cigarettes. There is access to Blue. There's access to Juul. There's access to Fuse. Why not get your child on a pod rather than a mech? I mean, first off, why do you want to go and spend that money right off bat? I don't understand that.
I think that's just the gift / awe appeal. Like, if I buy my kid a friggin' Stormbreaker, that is so cool. Then, I'm gonna buy my kid this Caliburn. I think that's what that is. It's just the visual appeal, probably.
See, I don't agree with that. You shouldn't be buying a mod just because it looks cool. You shouldn't be buying a vape for somebody just because it looks cool, just to be cool.
No, I'm not saying that's right. I'm just saying that's probably what's going through their head.
No. I completely understand what you're saying. But what I'm saying is that, in my opinion, if I'm going to go out and buy a mod, I'm going to buy it for a specific reason, something that mod can do that one of my other ones can't. Like, let's say I get tired of my mech mod and I want to go out and buy another one. Well, that one fits a 2650 or an 18650. Well, if I want a 2700, 21 or 2700 mech mod, I'm obviously going to know what I'm going to want to buy, and that's what I'm going to get.
Yeah, and that makes sense, So, but when they're talking about gifting it to someone, it's it becomes kind of a different mindset. But yeah, definitely. What's up, Philly? Yeah, right there, Randall. Yeah, but he was 17, so the issue was they're all about cool things at that age. Totally understandable, but then again, it comes down to that's just bad parenting. I don't care. Like, good example, I was in Kentucky a couple weekends ago when I met Spring. I was at a roller derby event for my kid, and a couple people saw me walk around with this, so they immediately were like, you know, hey, what's that? What's going on? And they had vapes in their hands, and they were older, you know. So I was comfortable talking to them, tell them, you know, I have a review channel, I'm on a live show, I'm on a team, all that. One kid walked up and was starting to ask me questions, and I'm like, wait, first off, how old are you? And he goes, I'm 16. I was like, I can't talk to you. And he was like, why not? And I was like, well, one, because this eventually is going to be my business, and I don't want that jacked up. And two, why are you vaping at 16? And he had actually a valid reason. He goes, because I'm trying to quit smoking. But it's still one of those things that if I sit there and talk to him, being a responsible adult, I'm condoning him vaping underage. It's like, it's good why you're trying to, but I'm not going to talk to you about this because you shouldn't be smoking or vaping. So same thing with that situation. That kid's 17. He shouldn't be doing either. And the damn parent should have been like, well, I don't want you smoking, so here, take this. No, be a goddamn parent and say, guess what? I catch you with a cigarette or vape, I'm going to whoop your ass.
Yep.
Plain and simple.
What's up, Kid Man? How are you? I mean, I agree. I agree with that. One of the being we were talking about pods and stuff like that, one of the things I wanted to talk about was Nick salts. And I'm going to give you a story that happened to me after our live show last Saturday. My neighbor calls me over or texts me, and he's like, hey, do you have any devices that you're willing to sell? And I said, well, sure. What do you want? And he is of age, by the way. He's a 30-year-old gentleman. And I was like, yeah, what do you need? And he's like, well, I've got this Juul. And I was like, okay. And he said, but I want something without nicotine. He said, I don't smoke. If we drink, we used to be social smokers, you know, which I totally get. And I was like, okay, I'll be right over. Well, I had the Smoke Nord 0.6, 1.4 coils, you know. And I actually had some zero nicotine e-juice. So I took him the Nord and handed him that with some funnel cake juice that I had that was zero nic, and him and his wife tried it out, and they were like, oh, yeah, this is exactly what we needed. So needless to say, I took the Juul away from him because he said that what it would do to him, he has blood pressure issues. So when he started vaping it, it would make him just dizzy and just everything. And I'm like, dude, it's got 50 milligrams of nicotine in it. Yeah. You're not used to that. You don't smoke. So no, here, have this. This is zero. Good luck and have fun. You know?
It's like somebody with diabetes and you're like, here, take this bowl of sugar.
I mean, you know, so I felt good about that because I was like, yeah, you got the wrong device there. No, we'll swap out. You can have the Smoke Nord. And I got him, I had one extra roaming, you know, just sitting around because I like the Smoke Nord. But yeah, I was happy about that. You know, you got to be careful with the Nick salts. I mean, everybody knows I may have a pod problem, and I do use Nick salts, definitely. But, you know, and I've noticed lately I've been weeding myself away and using other mods more. It's not because I don't like Nick salts by no means, but I felt the need to. What's up, Boot?
I mean, that tells you something about me and Nick salts, normally except for the Caliburn at work. That's an MTL tank, and I got 6 milligram juice in it, and it's good. You give me 35, 50 milligrams of Nick salt? Jesus Christ.
Right? What's up, Country Living? How are you? You know, but that's my thing. Be careful with the Nick salts. If you want to try them out, fine. Just be careful with them. Know what you're doing. Don't chain vape them like 3 milligram. You can't do that. I mean, you can, but you'll be sicker than a dog. Don't do it. That's just my thoughts. What's y'all's thoughts?
Yeah, it's like I said, some people can do it, some people can't. Then you have another, I guess, flip side of that coin, people that don't know any better. And yeah, we'll sit there and just nick themselves out and wonder why they're sick. Yeah, I wonder why. You know, but Nick salts actually kind of also have a bad reputation because you can actually, when you do DIY and then in places in the UK and South Australia, you can get, instead of just freebase nicotine, you can get Nic Salt nicotine. You can actually make juices at 3 milligram nicotine. The problem is here in the States, when we immediately hear Nic Salts, everybody immediately thinks of 35, 50 milligram Nic Salt stuff that you put in, you know, pods or a rebuildable MTL if you have the coil at like 1 ohm or whatever. But Nic Salts themselves, and see, and I'm even guilty of it because I always say I can't handle Nic Salts. Excuse me. I can't handle high milligram Nic Salts because there's a juice that I have from that was actually originally made in like Australia. It's Red versus Blue, which is an amazing like raspberry donut, and it's made. It says made with Nic Salts. And now that Barbie's doing DIY, she has regular Nic, and she's got a small thing of Nic Salts to see if you can, because Nic Salts doesn't have that harshness, so it's actually quicker steep time. But you can make, you know, whatever, like Dark Star, you can make this 3 milligram, 250 milliliters of 3 milligram. So Nic Salts themselves aren't bad. It's that high concentrate Nic Salts that's the big issue.
Well, another question. I'm sorry. Chad, was you going to say something?
No, I just said yeah.
Another question I have about it too. You know, when vaping first come about, everybody was converting to vaping, definitely for the healthier aspect of it, right? And the deal is to weed yourself down off of the nicotine, right? Eventually get to zero and you have no nicotine. Do you think that they come out with Nic Salts to keep you addicted to nicotine?
My take on it is, okay, just for instance, I'm vaping right now in my, I'm using this Nic Salt, it's 50 milligram, and I've had this, you see where that tank is, it's almost still full. I had this in there for 3 days now.
Hold on, Chad. Hold on, because I know you'll want to say something. Fogging Out with the Batman just joined everybody. So, Chad.
Batman.
Say Batman!
He's screaming. He's screaming.
What's up, Stu? What's up, Batman? Welcome, welcome. We're glad you're here.
Well, but my thing is with the Nic Salts is I only use this like when I first wake up in the morning and I don't want to take a big freaking, I don't want to blow a huge cloud. And, you know, when you first wake up in the morning, at least for me, my lungs ain't ready for that freaking big cloud. So I'll hit this a couple times and then go get me a cup of coffee. Or like if I'm laying down watching TV, I don't want to hold a big ass device in my hand and blow clouds while I'm trying to watch TV and relax. And if I fall asleep and this falls over, I ain't got to worry about it leaking out or nothing like that. So I'll just hit this every now and then when I get that urge, and that's it.
You know, and I agree with you there. Charlie made a comment as well. Jewel came out with Nic Salts because nobody can handle 50 milligram freebase without choking to death, in his opinion. I agree. There is no way I could do 50 milligrams freebase. No way. Tash started out on 12, and I couldn't do it because I didn't smoke enough. You know, I mean, I was a less than a pack a day smoker for 20 years. 12 milligrams was too much for me.
See, but the weird thing is I mean, I did 2 packs of Marlboro Reds a day for 20 some odd years. And when I run an MTL rebuildable, like I said, this is 6 milligram. You give me like 12 and 18, like a lot of the other reviewers do, like especially like Heavy. He does the Paradigm stuff, that Nillakilla. It's like, it sounds great, but I don't even know if I could vape 12 or 18 milligram stuff. I do 6 when I do MTLs. So I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine doing anything that high. Holy crap.
Right.
I've got a bottle of, where's it at? I've got a bottle of 12 milligram freebase, the Charlie Noble. And let me tell you something. I put this in my MTL, and this blows my freaking socks off. Compared to a 55 milligram Nic Salt, I can't hardly handle this. This shit is wow. Yeah.
Charlie,
Seeing that.
Vikings MTL might be Viking-sized puffs. This is the he's kind of not wrong, but this is the I just found it in my drawer again. What is this? The Advocate Manta. I mean, this is an MTL for me. But it's 6.
See, for me, I started off with 2 cans of 2 a day and 2 packs of Marv Reds a day, and I went down from that straight to a 12, and then I weaned myself down. Granted, I've never done Nick salts, and I probably never will, just simply due to the fact that, in my opinion, I feel like Nick salts are for people that are just directly getting off the cigarettes, because you got that higher nicotine level, and you get that nicotine buzz way quicker. And honestly, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with Nick salts inside of a pod system, but that's because it's a mouth-to-lung pod system.
Yeah.
It's not going to give you that wham, bam, right in your face off of a regular RDA. But
Okay.
that's my...
Go ahead.
Philly, as we say, Philly just said the UGAGIRL Merlin Mini is so friggin' small, but I bet the flavor is great. You got to check this out real quick, Philly. I haven't reviewed it yet. You want to see something small? Boomstick made this Reaper RDA, and I got it because, well, I'm a big Ash and the Evil Dead series. And if you look on there, it actually has the shotgun and the chainsaw from the movies, but this is like an Italian-made RDA. You want to see friggin' small, and it better produce some damn flavor. Look at that thing.
Holy shit.
That thing is tiny.
I want to try
that-
the new MTL that
This-
Batman did the other day.
This is the
that even at
Asgard,
22?
right? The Asgard 30 millimeter. It will fit into the drip tip of the Asgard 30 millimeter. It's that damn small.
Is it even a 20? Is it even a 20 millimeter deck?
It says it's 18, but I measured it. It's actually closer to 17.
Damn.
It's stupid tiny.
But yeah, Chad, you was talking about the mouth to lung that Batman reviewed the other day. That thing looks pretty nice, and the fact that it's rebuildable.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I liked about it, is it had the RBA deck. That's
Yeah, I really like that thing. It looks nice.
yeah, I'm feeling proud of that one.
Yeah. Wait, which Asgard, Philly? Which one? Which?
A nice looking RDA.
It is.
I
And,
can't wait to get my 25.
what's that, Chad?
I said I can't wait to get the Asgard 25.
Here's the interesting, because I have my review for the mini, the 25, coming out tomorrow. One of the things that I say in that review, which just blows my mind, is literally the flavor production off the 25 versus the 30, almost exactly the same. It's like, okay, all right. They did a really good job there.
Nice. I like that King too. I will graduate to one of those one day. I already see it in my future.
Oh, yeah, it is friggin' super sexy with the 30 millimeter on there. Only problem is I have K-Coil's Gunger aliens in there. It's a 6-core alien, so a single battery. I mean, it pushes it and it's within Ohm's laws, but it will drain a 30T in like an hour and a half because there's so much mass. So I put the 25 on there because it's like, you know, that I don't want to keep swapping out batteries that fast.
Randall said he never liked 30 millimeters. 25, that's my preference. The biggest thing I have is the bulk, and it's 28, and it is a beast. I'm not gonna lie, but this is between this and the Peacemaker are the only 2 RTAs that I use.
See, and that's the
I don't
thing.
want to hear about the bulk.
If it was more accessible to more people, because of price and right now availability, if you get the chance, even if you say you do not like a 30 millimeter RDA, and you have a mod that would look really good with the 30 millimeter RDA, pick up an Asgard. Seriously, it does not vape like a 30 millimeter. Period.
This is the only thing I got that'll fit a 30.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I could fit on there. That thing, this is a 24 millimeter RDA. And it's actually got quite a bit of overhang.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
even know what I could fit on that.
Yeah.
My bulk found the Aegis, the OG Aegis. I think it's just a good setup for it. It's got the 26650 battery.
Yeah, surprisingly, I forgot because this, like I said, this was in a drawer forever. That friggin' Diamond, iJoy Diamond PD270 or whatever it is, that actually can support a pretty decent size friggin' atomizer. I was not aware that it would actually, I mean, because this is, what did we say, it's 27 at the base?
28, ain't it?
Yeah, I think so. And there's room, I bet you, check this out. So when people say, you know, reviewers and stuff only have like newer products and they never use older stuff, come on, I got a Manta MTL and now an iJoy Diamond. Sometimes digging up the old stuff is cool. Yo, shit biscuits.
The Limo. Y'all remember that, right?
Look at that. It fits
That's
the
retro,
30.
Chad.
I didn't see it. Let me see it, Chad.
I actually got the Limo and the Limo drop.
Wow.
So yeah, actually, if you ever dig up an old iJoy Diamond, it'll fit a 30 millimeter easily. And it doesn't look half bad.
Stu, I agree. Stu said the older stuff is worth finding and using. Absolutely. If it works, great, use it. If it keeps you off the cigarettes, use it. I don't care what you use it as long as you're not smoking. Totally agree with that.
That's actually pretty badass. I'm kind of impressed.
Viking's excited. So the other topics we were going to talk about, we can go to the second one. Chad or Subaru, whichever one y'all want to.
Well,
we covered mine already.
Yeah,
we covered
touched
mine.
Chad's.
Okay. Sub?
It's all on y'all now.
All right. First off, I want to know, I can see chat today. I want to know in chat how y'all clean your coils in your RDAs. Me personally, I do it a certain way and it just works out for me the entire time. With me, what I do is I take my RDA completely off, you know, clean it off, take a pair of scissors, clip off my cotton, pull my cotton out the other way, pull my coils out. Unless I'm actually still going to use the coils, then I'll actually clean the RDA along with the coils at the same time. So what I do is I take a little, let's say one of your Madware or just a little Tupperware container, something that'll fit all the parts for the RDA in it. What I usually do is I take a cap full, just a cap full of CLR, some Dawn dish soap, and some really hot water. Put it all together. And then what I do is I take a wire brush to the coils. As I'm letting them soak, I'll be cleaning them at the same time. So I clean my coils with the wire brush, and I also use, which I have found, it works really well, makeup. I don't know what this is used for. It's used for eyelashes or some shit like that, my wife said. But I use that to clean the inner diameter of my coils. And then what I'll do is I will take it and let it soak for about, let's say an hour. And get that, because you got that water hot and piping hot, you know. So what you do is let it soak for about an hour until the water is about room temperature. And then what I do is I take my sprayer nozzle on my sink and spray it all off. And then and I don't know if other people have the means to be able to have a air dryer or like, you know, like air compressor with a hose on it with an air gun on it. That's what I use. When I didn't have that, what I would use is I would take my RDA, I would set it to the side, and then I would put a blow dryer on it. Just so that way it gets all dried off and clean after you have rinsed it all off. And pretty much that's what I do to clean my RDAs. And then I wipe it all off, juice it back up. But you always have to remember when you're using your CLR and you're using really piping hot water, take your O-rings off. Because that piping hot water and that CLR will also eat away at it and make them expand. it's kind of like tires. In the summertime, they expand. In the wintertime, they retract. So what I do is I take each one of my RDAs, and I don't like to clean all my RDAs at once, simply due to the fact that I do have multiple RDAs that have somewhat similar decks, like the Drop and the Drop Dead. They have a similar deck. I don't want to get it mixed up together. So what I do is I take it all apart, do all that, and then after you're done, you're good to go. Re-wick it up, juice it up, and you're good to vape. Looks like we had.
What's up, Jimmy James? Sorry.
Charlie said he rinses them, then he heats at a low power toothbrush with water, and he said, I kept a pair of Twisted Messes coils vaping for 2 years that way. And that's another thing that I was about to say. With cleaning it like that, these coils right here have been going for 4 months.
That's what I use, a toothbrush.
I have never lost any flavor out of them. I have never gotten a nasty taste out of them. As long as you're cleaning them right, you're doing good. Yeah, see, and that's the kind of wire brush that I use right
I've
there.
had these coils in here for 8 months, and they blitzing.
Right there. That's the wire brush that I use. Just a small wire brush. And I mean, I even have a smaller nylon brush that I use for when I don't want to mess up any part of the RDA. But specifically for the coils, what I use is a wire brush. And that's just how I do it. And then you wipe it down and you're good to go.
Yeah, I don't even use a brush. All I do with mine, Jimmy James had mentioned this, I take my whole deck and toss it into a $50 ultrasonic cleaner with water. Wipe it all out, throw it on a mod, pulse, and fine brush it. I do all that, but I don't fine brush it. I do have the ultrasonic cleaner, and I'll throw them in there. You know, first I rinse them out. In the sink. You know, I mean, and then I'll throw them in the ultrasonic and let them clean them up and everything. And a low wattage, I pulse it until, you know, they're just beautiful again. That's exactly what I do.
That's the thing. The ultrasonic cleaner, you pretty much don't have to do as much of the process as far as that when you got the ultrasonic. It pretty much does all that for you.
Yeah.
I do the exact same thing as Jimmy James. I just throw them in my ultrasonic and dry them off, put them on a mod, low power, and just lightly scrape. And I only do that if I could see that there's still stuff left on the coils. Sit there, pulse, and in between the pulses, I barely brush on it. And they look pretty much brand new.
It's like Charlie said, he's heard mixed opinions. Some people say the wire brush slowly breaks down the metals. And that's what I was always afraid of. That's why I don't use a brush. Yeah. You know, because I don't want to break them down. So, well, and honestly, when I first started vaping, I didn't know that there was things that you could do to keep the coils going. I mean, you could use them for months. I didn't know this. So do you know how many coils that I just absolutely tossed and didn't have to? And one of them, and I've said this before, I had a pair of clean AF coils that I wore in the Peacemaker RDA. He did me a build. And at that time, I was newer, I guess you could say, to RDAs, and I just threw them coils out, and I kicked myself in the rear end every time thinking about it. So, you know.
Yeah, and if I had an ultrasonic cleaner, that's probably how I would do it, is with an ultrasonic cleaner. But like I said, I don't have an ultrasonic cleaner, so that's the best way that I've found to do it. Granted, yes, I do get where Charlie is coming from about the metals breaking down with a wire brush, but I mean, it also depends on how firm you're putting that brush on there. Like me, I have a medium to light firm wire brush rather than a really firm wire brush. And I do light scrapes, light brushes. You don't want to just all down on it, because obviously if you do that, you're either going to make your coils go down or bend them or something. I mean, for me, it's just light brushes. And I mean, it even works with like, let's say, a Clapton build that I have in my drop. I just cleaned that the other day and worked perfectly fine. But I do see where Charlie is coming from about the mixed opinions that it does break down the wire, the metal in the wire. But I mean, like I said, that's the way I've always done it, and just simply because I don't have an ultrasonic cleaner.
So, question, Spring, you said sorry, fam. Was that something on your end or my end?
They're saying I have an echo. I was like in an echo chamber. I don't know if it was because I'm too close to the mic. Maybe is it better, everybody, or am I still in a bubble?
Bubble, 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 bubble. No. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be quite honest. I'm going to have the reviews here in a little while. These freaking limo tanks have amazing flavor, but I'll tell you what, I will not build this on camera. When I do the review, I will not put a build in this on camera. It took me 30 fucking minutes to do a coil for this.
What?
Because, yeah, have you seen the deck on this thing?
No, but why?
1 second, let me show you. Let me just show you real quick.
Okay.
While you're doing that, CM said to let you know your manscaping skills are on point, Chad.
Hell yeah, thank you, CM.
I think it was just I was too close to the mic because
Okay.
it's right here. So I think that's what it was.
Okay, I didn't know if you were picking up on mine because I did some changes to mine. It sounds clearer, at least to me. I have it kind of enclosed right now, and it hasn't been picking up the computer to hear you guys at all. But then all of a sudden, it started picking you guys up. So I was like, is it coming from my mic through? So
What's up, sister? I'm glad you are here. She finally, because she came and visited last weekend. So
yeah.
she finally got her stuff and everything that I needed to give her. She got her giveaway and stuff like that. And I built the Berserker RDA for her. I think she liked it. I think it was a little different for her, but she loved the flavor. So.
Well, yeah, you had to give her at least a gift because I mean she had to deal 30 seconds with me harassing her, and that'll cause anybody to smoke or vape. So
I know, right? It was so good to have them here because my niece was she was 2 weeks old the first time I had seen her, and I hadn't seen my nephew since he was a year old. So it was really, really good to see them and be able to put my hands on them because they're getting so big. They are, but we FaceTime on Facebook. So the cool part is yes, we live in 2 different states, but there's no stranger danger there. They know who their Aunt Spring is, and I love it. I love the fact that Facebook has that.
You have to make your coil, then you have to run it straight down, and then you have to do a 90-degree bend in.
yeah.
This is a pain in the freaking ass. Let me tell you right now.
How micro of a build do you have to put on that damn thing?
I think you could probably only fit maybe 20. I got 26 gauge in there, and it was hard to get it in there. So I probably would say probably 24 gauge is as big as you can go in them little bitty holes.
Hey, Chad, you know how to fix that, right?
How?
Get you a bulk. It's real easy to build on.
Wow, that was not me this time.
I love you, brother. I couldn't help it. And then he leaves. What the shit? Come back.
He's used to it. He's used to it from me, not from you.
I couldn't resist, brother. I couldn't resist. I'm just giving you crap, buddy.
See, and I was gonna give you shit saying, if you actually learn how to build stuff, but never mind, she got it. Because that is one thing. The way I started building my own coils with mouth to lung and some of the small shit you got to deal with that to me is like, oh, that looks like fun, actually. So, but yeah.
It's like that one, that mouth to lung that Batman was building on the other day. I noticed there was a lot of people talking about, man, that would drive them crazy because it's so small.
Yeah.
And then one person, I can't remember who it was, made a comment in chat that it actually calms him down and he likes to do stuff like that.
Yep.
Because it just it like relieves stress. And I totally agree with that. It calms me down to do builds, and I'll come in here after work and just rebuild things just because.
Yeah, you really want the stress relief. Start getting some actual old school MTLs like K-Fun style decks and stuff like that. Those can be kind of a pain in the ass, but if you enjoy doing it, yeah, you could sit there and be just like, oh, look, that's so damn pretty. Oh shit, an hour just went by.
Right.
Yeah, if you want to talk about a micro,
that's how you adjust the airflow.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you got to twist the thing inside. You run it down to restricted, and you run it all the way out to unrestricted. It's nice. I like it, actually.
Cool.
So I looked for it, and I couldn't find the Big Buddha RTA, but I remember correctly, it's such a micro build that you only can fit a 28 millimeter wire on there.
Yeah.
It's wow. But the vapor production off of it is actually really good. And it's considered to be an MTL because you have only, not an 810, but a 510 drip tip with it. That's it. That's all you can fit on it. You can't fit an 810. You can't fit a 710. You can't fit anything else. You can only fit a 510 drip tip on it. And I honestly, I've been thinking about rebuilding it just simply due to the fact that I kind of liked how it vaped when I had it. I just can't find it anymore.
Yeah.
And no fucking clue where I put it.
The one thing that probably pissed Chad off since he didn't like that deck is the old decks that you had to wick it. You had to do the old troll hair method wicking. That'll piss you off.
Well, now that I see, because they both came with coils. Everything that I got from my buddy Danny, he had already had coils, so I'm still rocking everything. Until I do the review, I'm just using the old coils he had in it.
Yeah.
The big Limo had a regular round wire build already in it, but the Limo drop had a twisted build in it, which I thought, for me, it was just too big to be in there.
Yeah.
So I did the coil. It was the first time, and I didn't watch any reviews on it. So I'm like, how the hell are you supposed to do this? And I figured it out. It's not hard to do. It's just on camera with me having to make sure I'm in focus, looking up like this at my camera. There's no way I could do it.
Yeah.
Now, if I had a regular camera where I could sit back and I had a screen over here and it was pointing down and I could just look at the screen, I could do it. But with the way I got my setup, I get frustrated and throw that bitch across the room.
That's what I actually got pissed off at Smock Fit Kit and threw one of the pods away because it was leaking on me like a motherfucker. And then the second pod I tried out. I got 3 pods extra with it. I had 2 pods still already in the packaging, and 2 pods leaked on me. So I tried the third one. It's going all right, but I mean, I feel like the flavor has gone away within just like 2 days. Like, it's just weak. Honestly, it's weak, and I don't like it.
Speaking of, James Rivera says, roll and torch some mesh. That's not fun. But speaking of something that might be interesting and fun to build, it's not out yet, but Ambition's Vapor, and I think it's Mech Life making it with him, is making that Slatra RDA. Don't shake your head. Shut up. I can see out of the corner of my eye. It's a double mesh coil RDA. That, and the way that it goes in there on each side, that looks really interesting just to build.
I'm wondering if it's going to be able to keep up on wicking because the mesh is up higher and you have to hang the wicks down. So that's my biggest issue. Is it going to keep up on wicking?
Again, if you learn how to build, yeah, but you know, they also said the same thing about the Doom RTA, and the people that have gotten that thing say that thing is the easiest thing to wick ever, and it looks like the wicking would not work, and I actually have not heard anybody fireball or dry hit off that one versus other mesh stuff. So
I want a Doom. I really want the Doom. I like that.
Yeah, that Doom looks pretty awesome. So
I like my mesh coils in my Nord, but I'm still not sure about the RDA and the RTAs on the mesh.
I'm telling you, temperature control, use stainless steel mesh. You don't have to worry about the fireball. You have a stainless steel problem, but I'm telling you, mesh, I don't know. I don't think you'll have a problem with it, especially if you get the really ultra fine, like 400 stainless mesh. So.
I don't know. I'm leery of the stainless steel. After that, I'm so leery of that. So, but
James Rivera just said that he's seen builders like mass coils doing wire builds for mesh setup.
Yeah, most of the mesh ones that I've seen, you can throw regular coils in it. And that's the same way with that slatcher. They actually show you two pictures. One with the weird, almost Q looking mesh rolls, and then another picture with just regular coils in it. Which actually, before I forget too, I said a couple weeks ago on a live, people were asking about the mutant, what my thoughts were on, or our thoughts of the mutant RDA was, and I hadn't really looked into it. I just saw the outside, the airflow configurations. I'm like, yeah, that's a money grab because those airflow things, whatever. I wasn't fully aware, so I apologize that thing is a dual vertical coil RDA. With that being said, I want to try it now. Now it seems very interesting, and now I see why those air configurations are set up that way. So it actually could be a very kick-ass RDA.
what's up, Vaping Smurf? How are you? And CM said to Chad, just snap into a Slim Jim.
Well, James Rivera, actually, K Coils, my coil builder. If you watch my profile RDA review, we did a collaboration together because he was there helping me build it. Because he had me buy Vandy Vape roll mesh, both NI80 and stainless steel, because he likes the NI80. Because everybody complains with the profile that it's too cold of a vape. Well, if you use the mesh from Vandy Vape, yeah, you have to trim it by hand. But you put NI80 in it, and it actually comes out to like a 0.08, 0.09, and you run on the same wattage as you would, of course, just the regular Next mesh, and it's actually a warm vape. It's a nice warm vape, and yeah, it's pretty neat what you can do. And if you get not only NI80, but you start messing with the stainless steel mesh, you can get it in 300, 400, or 500. And that just makes it finer and finer to the fact that, like the 400 that Vandy Vape sells, this stuff almost looks solid because the microns are so small in there. But it's great for mechs. The stainless steel mesh, great for mechs.
Charlie said Chad's rocking the big block. Like it.
Yep. I'll tell you what, my first time ever doing a vertical coil, it was kind of a pain in the ass for the first time ever doing one. This thing was a pain in the ass. It wasn't bad. I mean, it's not like, oh, I got frustrated, but just because the coils, I put literally like a 7-wrap coil in there, 26 gauge 7-wrap. So it's like this far from the deck. And to get the cotton in there and you got to pull the coils out and everything, it was a pain in the ass, but I got it built and it's decent. I mean, it's nothing to rave over.
Okay, so Subaru did his. I think it's up to me now, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay. So, because I actually had somebody also Instagram messaging me this question too, and actually on the live Friday with K Coils, I think he was misunderstanding what I was saying, and we talked later, and he was like, "Oh yeah, my bad." And I'm like, "Dude, you've been building coils for 5 years, and you said this was wrong? What the hell?" But sometimes with newer vapors and people new into mechs, they get confused. So when it comes down to series versus parallel, so I want to cover that real quick and the kind of principles behind that so somebody doesn't mess anything up. So something like the Stormbreaker is a triple parallel mod. So when something is parallel and it's 2 batteries, 3 batteries, 4 batteries, whatever, they're gonna run the same voltage no matter how many batteries there are, 1, 2, or 10, doesn't matter. What that does though is it stacks on your milliamperage. So let's say you have a 3000 milliamp battery in there and you have 3 of them. Well, now you still have 4.2 volts before voltage drop and all that, but now you have the capacity of 9,000 milliamps. So something like a Stormbreaker, this is going to hit pretty much just like this with the same kind of build, same RDA. Difference is this might last you an hour or two, whatever, where this will last, a weekend. It just depends. So it just gives you more capacity, not more power, more capacity. So you build like you would just a regular tube or unregulated mech mod, not a problem. You get into something like the Death Wish Cthulhu cereal box or a stack, or Vapers Cloud is going to be coming out with a triple series mod. So what that does is now it's the exact opposite. Your milliamperage does not stack, but your voltage does. Why that is important, if you take an RDA and you build, let's say this RDA, you build it for this mod right here, and then you put it on a series, because of ohm laws, that says you're going to melt your face. And vice versa. If you take this series build and put it on a regular mech, one, you're going to get almost no vapor production, and two, you're going to stress your batteries out badly. So, good example, if you're running parallel, your build is pretty much every day, you're just going to have longer vaping time. Series, you need to make sure you're running series coils. Those are coils that are usually 0.3 or above in ohm. Some go to 2.5. It just depends on, of course, vaping style. But you're not going to take something like this that's dual coil, ohming in at like 1 to 1.2, and then throwing it on your series mod. So, difference between series and parallel. Hopefully everybody got that. If you don't, go to our group on Facebook, ask away. Real easy. Series increases your voltage. Parallel increases just your capacity. Then you get into something like the Hammer of God. It's a para series, which does both. But I don't have that to show you, and I'm not going to explain that one. So,
well, that's
Okay,
like this one. Oh, sorry, Spring. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say like this one. I was told not to build no lower than a 0.25.
yes, but that's different. That's a PMW. But basically, with that, you would have the same mindset. It's a series. So,
Yeah,
exactly.
Sorry, Spring. I didn't mean to
So
overtalk you.
you just taught me the difference between series and parallel. Kudos to you, because I did not know. Because I've heard you say something about series coils quite a bit,
Yeah.
and I've never asked because I'm until recently I've never really used a mech.
Right.
So, thank you. I appreciate that. I didn't know exactly what the difference was there.
Yeah.
But my next question was the PWM. What is that? I mean, explain PWM to me.
What do you want to know? Okay, so the way that I've heard it explained is with PWM, it's pulse width modulation. When you turn it up to 100%, that's not 100 watts. You're using 100% of the battery, and when you push the button, say you take a 5-second hit, if you've got it on 50%, it's only hitting half of the time. So 5-second hit at 50% is 2.25 seconds out of 5 seconds. If you turn it up, it's hitting full power for 5 seconds. That's basically the easiest way I can explain it. I'm sure there's a sentence this long that could like break it down, but that's from what I've understood. That's how a PWM works.
Okay.
PWM, one of the thing you're setting is what they call duty cycles.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's literally it's a pulse. It's on off on off on off on off. So it's something I haven't dived deep into, so I couldn't give you the exact, like you said, the exact verbiage. But it works in a completely different way. It's like basically bursting of that power. So
right. And if you can hear this, listen, I'll see if you can hear this. Y'all hear that whining?
Yeah. A little bit.
Okay, so the lower I go, like if I was to put a 0.25 in this, I've got a 0.34 in here right now. And at 90% is when you start hearing the whining. But if you go lower and more power, the whining starts at a lower percent. Like I can turn it at 60, 65%, and you can hear it with a lower build. Now, the higher you go, the higher you have to turn it up, and you don't hear that whine until you turn it up higher.
yeah, like James Rivera said, the rattlesnake sound. You can actually almost hear it like popping or pulsing, essentially.
Okay. So see,
I like the way Charlie put it. It's PWM. It's just power control, like a volume knob for your voltage.
Yeah,
That's a good way to put it.
That's a good analogy. Yeah.
Cool.
But kind of that second part real quick, and this will take real quick. So if you go watch my Keen review, I say it there too. So if you want to go do something else real quick, you don't have to listen right now. But one thing I would tell everybody when it comes to mech mods themselves, I'm not going to go into the big explanation of it, but my first mech mod could have actually killed me because I traded on Facebook. The guy did not give two shits about if you ever use the mech or anything, but I get OCD about some of that stuff. I tore it open, and basically, if I would have put a battery and an RDA on it, I would have probably blew my face off. So, luckily, I have mech OCD. The disadvantage with that is I really, really, really like this mech mod. But when I did open it up and it was brand new, it is copper, so I'm not, blaming Times Vape. I'm not blaming Stan, Tenacious, TX Vapes. It happens. It's copper. This is why it's a good habit to get into. Just like I ultrasonic everything as soon as I open the box anyway. Mech mods, really don't throw them in ultrasonics. So when you open up even brand new, like this guy is a little different because it has those beauty rings on it. So the first thing I did in spring, actually probably saw as the pictures of this conversation, I was a little miffed, but it's completely understandable. So I took off the switch, and the switch was green and black. It's copper. It's going to happen. The inside threading was crusty, and even the top beauty ring was almost completely green. So this is a well-known company and a well-known reviewer and designer. So people might think, oh my God, how could that happen? Well, guess what? It's copper. It can happen. It will happen, especially if you don't take care of it. So my kind of little mech safety little segment here is even if you buy a brand new mech, don't instantly throw an RDA on, take the switch off and don't even really look at it and throw a battery in there and go to town. Open it up. It's going to take a couple extra minutes, especially if it is clean and fine. You're just looking at it. Check your threading because you can lose and will lose voltage from the threading. Make sure it's clean and it's clear. And I also suggest if you can, you should be able to have the ability to take the switch completely apart, check those springs, make sure they're not weak, make sure that if they are silver plated, that the plating's not coming off, all that kind of good stuff. Like I said, not dogging this company or the creator because it's an amazing tube, but it was new and it was pretty darn dirty. So that's kind of my safety thing on there. If you're really super OCD about cleaning your RDAs before you use them, and you start using mechs, do the same. And then also, it's one of those things that you're going to use this. You're going to be in a hurry one weekend and just throw another RDA or whatever on there, throw fresh batteries, and walk out the door. Try to get in the habit is every time you put a battery in, just real quickly visually inspect just the threading. I mean, if you could do all of it, great. But I know people are like, I gotta go, I'm busy. At least look at your threading because that stuff, one, it's going to mess with your performance. But two, can be an accident waiting to happen. So keep your tubes clean. The one in your hand and the one in your pants. And this has been a public service announcement by Mad Viking.
On that Viking, on that for everybody, and I'm sure all of y'all out there probably already know, but if any new people that are already know them's law and they're wanting to get in the mech, you don't have to go buy some expensive polish. You can actually use ketchup to clean your mod.
What?
Yeah.
Ketchup?
Take some ketchup and clean your mod and watch how shiny it gets, Subaru.
This is like $2 at Walmart. Just grab this.
Yeah, that's what I use.
But ketchup, if you don't want to go buy Brasso, ketchup will work just fine.
Charlie says vinegar works great too.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Distilled white vinegar, yeah.
Yep. I use Brasso just because, like I said, it's $2 and you use like drops of it at a time.
Right. But just always, like you said, keep your mech clean. Even after you've already cleaned it when it's new, check it every couple of days because you get your threads dirty. You could get pieces where you screw it on and off. You can get a little shard of metal in there. And if that thing touches any part of the battery while you're firing, boom.
Well, another good habit to get into too, and I was told this when I first got the Bonza kit, was when you put a fresh battery in it, fire it out here. Don't automatically take a hit, and that makes sense to me. Also, say you knock it over on your desk or you knock it over in the floor. Take it apart and look at it. Make sure that you haven't, your coils haven't moved. Make sure that way you don't get a short. Check it out. Don't just pick it up and vape on it. Thoroughly look at it. Be safe. That's all there is to it. Be safe.
Yep, that's right, Spring. Hell yeah.
So I got a lot of good tips because I'm not the advanced mech user like you guys are. I'm not. So yeah, I would recommend that to anybody.
Charlie, Taco Bell fire sauce works like ketchup, but I don't know what it leaves behind. What are you vaping on today? A little purple slush and some Taco Bell fire sauce.
Ooh, that's good stuff. Well, we are 10 minutes over the hour, folks. Y'all want to do your outros?
Let's start with the junior member.
All right. My name is Subaru Nerd. You can find me here on YouTube. You can also find me on Instagram at Subaru_nerd_vapes. Trying to get a couple more reviews out. I did a couple reviews today. I got a car meet to go to tonight. Might be doing some recordings of that. We got a good cruise drive that we're going to be doing tonight. Got a bunch of nice cars. Got some Camaros, Corvettes, Mitsubishi, obviously. And then also, you can also find me here Saturdays with the TRV crew, even though I am a junior member. It is my apprenticeship. But to all y'all out there in YouTube land, like, subscribe, and hit that bell because you want to see all of our four faces. That's right. Even Chad's non-Amish face anymore. But anyways, like I always say, this is Subaru Nerd Vapes. Yo.
Hell yeah.
Chad, what you got?
All right. Well, of course, y'all can find me here. Everybody already knows. But Instagram, it's the same as YouTube because there's no capitals, no spaces. And Facebook is just Chad Jenkins. It's the same. It's just Chad Jenkins. You'll see the picture. And if you want to, add me. If you have any questions, y'all can always email me, message me on Instagram, message me on Messenger on Facebook. I'm always up. Usually, I'm up all night long. So anybody has any questions, wants to bullshit, bored, anything, just hit me up. I'm always available.
Viking.
Sorry, I'm laughing to see him and Charlie right now. Yes, so you can find me, of course, on Facebook. I have a fan page, Mad Viking. On Instagram, it's Mad Viking Vapor _ on the words there because it won't let me drop the damn vapor. But anyway, and I do have Twitter out there. I auto post on it, but I don't ever check it. And you can, of course, find me here with the Rising Vapers, 6 p.m. Central Saturdays, 7 p.m. Eastern, weird time zone thingies. And you can also find me on the Instagram Vape Team. It's the, never remember because I just auto type everything. Vape Team Elysium. And yeah, that's where you can find me. So, in my reviews on the weekends, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming to vape with a Viking, and a Circumstance, and a Junior, and a Spring. And we'll catch you later.
So, yes, thank each and every one of you for coming out and hanging out with TRV crew. We appreciate you very, very much. Yes, Charlie, definitely. You just made an announcement. Two things, actually. Charlie said, we forgot the giveaway of the Stormbreaker. You're going to have to pry that out of his old dead hands, I'm telling you. He's not going to let that Stormbreaker go. And some of us have created a VapeTube page. Thank you, Charlie, for reminding me of that. I have, and it is Spring Vaping UGAGIRL over there as well. Circumstance has as well, and it's Circumstance Vapes. Subaru, have you created the vape tube yet?
Not yet. I've been looking into it though.
Mad Viking, have you?
No, not yet, ma'am.
Okay, so Circumstance and I have both done it, so definitely go over there. I'm putting up reviews over there and everything. No, Charlie, I appreciate you for reminding me. We got so many things going on. I don't remember. But yeah, we've done that just as a, you know, precaution, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
My little sister said, Viking and Subaru, y'all are slackers.
I'm not a slacker. I have faith in YouTube.
That's good stuff. So yeah, my opinion on VapeTube, it never hurts to upload your stuff to another platform as well. That's more, what do you call it? Views. More
Diversifying.
There you go.
You're diversifying.
So yeah, thank you for joining TRV Crew tonight. We are here every Saturday from 7 Eastern, 6 Central here on the channel. So y'all come back and see us. And remember, folks, hashtag cup half full. Be kind, be nice, smile, and change someone's day. And we'll see you next Saturday.
Hashtag TRV Crew.